Hello friends, welcome to today's video. Today is a what I eat in a day video, although I always feel like at this point I should be calling it a what I ate in a day video because I like to sit down once the day is done, do a little bit of explanation or just context for the day, and that's easier to do once the day is through. So I am talking about a day that happened during the week this week. This week was a little different for me, and it was a little challenging to do a what I eat in a day video because I had just started on Monday of this last week at a new job. I will link down below one of my Mask With Me videos from last week where I explained about the new job and everything like that. So it was a little bit of a hectic week this week. I'm not too sure about how I'm going to piece this together, but I like to show you in these videos what I ate and also how I exercised. I will mention that I was a little anxious this week, a little stressed, and I tend to not be as hungry when that happens. The other thing is that I've been trying to go back and visit some of my cookbooks that I have to see if I can make some of those recipes a little more Weight Watchers points friendly. This week I tried to do the paleo lunches and breakfasts on the go because I thought it would be helpful for, my new week and being in a new job and packing my lunch with me. Now, honestly, I found that most of the recipes in here were just really too much, so much prep and things that you would have to prepare at the last minute before you went out for the day, that I didn't find these to be that good. There was also a lot of higher fat items in here that would add more points if you're eating Weight Watchers like I am. So I will mention that I basically found two recipes in here for lettuce wraps because it's a paleo thing. They don't do bread. But then I thought that was going to be really kind of fiddly. So I ended up basically making the recipes into salads for the week, which worked a little bit better. But I just wanted to give you the context that the salad that I was making during the week for my lunches was kind of inspired by this cookbook. Now that I've mentioned that, I will show you the evening before when I was doing the prep for my lunch salad to take with me. Okay friends, so showing you what my lunch is actually requires starting the day before. So it's the evening before the day I'm showing you, and I am prepping a salad for today. Now, I'll talk a little bit more when or maybe I've already talked about when I sit down about where the idea for this salad came from. But basically, it requires I want to do some prep the night before, but then it requires some assembly in the morning. So basically what I do the night before is I wash and roll up in a clean tea towel and keep in the fridge some lettuce leaves. I've also chopped up a quarter of an English cucumber and thinly sliced 2 radishes. These I will put into the container that I'm putting the salad in now because those hold up pretty well. And then tomorrow morning, I will chop these up, put it in, as well as chop up 2 or 3 slices of turkey breast that basically ends up being 1 point worth of deli turkey breast. And then I will put on the dressing. Now, the actual dressing for this recipe calls for mixing a mayo and lemon juice and different fresh herbs and stuff. I just went and bought some creamy ranch from Farm Boy, which is so delicious and so tasty. And basically it is 2 points for 2 tablespoons or 2 points for 3 tablespoons. Are you going to focus there? And I mean, 4 tablespoons is 3 points. So I'm going to sort of split the difference, and I'm going to use a few tablespoons of this. I think probably 3 tablespoons of this, but then also put in some mint and basil for some extra flavor. So basically the points in here are coming from 1 point for the deli turkey, and then 2 or 3 points for the dressing. And everything else is 0 points. So because this is a new workplace, a new set of people that I'm not used to, I wasn't really comfortable taking out my camera and filming myself eating lunch, but I did get a chance to show you the morning when I was putting together the last bits of my lunch. Morning guys, so I've got a lot of stuff here, so let me explain. First of all, this is just my first morning coffee for the day. I've mentioned before, every time on this channel when I do what I eat in a day, I don't tend to be super hungry for food in the morning, so I start out with a coffee. And now that I'm commuting by transit to work, my second coffee for the day will go into this. This is a coffee mug I was gifted for Christmas, which is the best coffee mug for traveling, especially if you're clumsy. So it's a Contigo mug. Basically on the top here, if you have
this lock button compressed, it means you can't open, like nothing will come out. It's like super secure. And then even when you have it unlocked, you have to depress this button on the back for liquids to come out. So it's like a two-step security process. So when I'm walking or getting on and off the train, I do this to make sure I'm not spilling on anyone else, because in my past I have done that on transit and it is terribly embarrassing. So I'm just preparing the other parts of my lunch. I have here, and you guys have seen this before, I mixed together some 0% plain yogurt. I've been using the YoPro this week. It's super, super thick. And I mixed that with a scoop of protein powder. I've been using the Isoflex birthday cake flavor. So that is like super, super full of protein and super filling. And then I bring a piece of fruit. So today I am bringing a banana.
As far as exercise goes, I was trying to be pretty gentle with myself this week, trying not to put too much expectation on myself to like go to the gym and exercise in that way when I was also just acclimating to a new commute and a new job. At this new job, I take transit to get there. So there is a train station. It's light rail transit. It's kind of like a subway station outside of my home. So I get on that, travel through downtown, get on a bus, take the bus to my new job. So figuring out the timing of all of that and also the commute home and the entire new job, I wasn't trying to put too much pressure on myself this week. I have mentioned before that I have an Apple Watch that sets me some goals for the day. So I tried to get at least 30 minutes of active exercise, burn 500 calories above and beyond just sort of basal metabolic rate, and then stand for a minute in at least 12 hours during the day. So what I did, and I did on the day where I was doing the what I eat in a day, I basically do get some minutes of active exercise walking to the train station, walking around, like just in my sort of commute that I was doing. And what I ended up doing was looking at how many minutes of exercise I had left to hit the 30 minutes. And then I ended up just getting off the train a few stops early so I could walk for 20 minutes and get home and sort of in a very gentle exercise kind of way, get my exercise in. And now I will show you what I prepared for dinner. So here we are with dinner, and part of this is not going to be very new for those of you who have watched my videos before, but let me just say, because it has been such a busy, crazy week, that I decided to make a pot of my favorite 0-point chili. I love this stuff. I always look forward to it no matter how many times I have it, and this way I could just have dinners ready to go. So for those of you who haven't seen this, first of all, there's a recipe for it on my channel, and I will link that down below. But it's vegetarian black bean chili. It's 0 points if you're on the blue plan. And I put on some Greek yogurt, just 0% plain yogurt, which acts as like sour cream. And then I like to put on a lot of sriracha for some spice. Then, because it's been a very low point day so far with the salad and the yogurt and the fruit and this, I decided to treat myself. I picked up on the way home it's a pretzel bun, and it's like pretty huge. I've seen estimated between 6 and 8 points for this. So I don't know, I might choose 8 as like an in-between point. And then I use my last 2 cubes of kiri cheese. 2 of these are 5 points, so kind of point heavy, but it's basically like having a pretzel bun and cream cheese, and I'm so looking forward to it. And then I am going to have a big amount of water with that. So I am super looking forward to dinner. I am going to go and eat now. It wasn't the best day nutrition-wise. I didn't have as many veggies as I should have. I mean, really, it was probably a fairly low calorie day. I feel like the fact that I had a huge bowl of chili that was 0 points kind of balanced out the fact that that bread and cheese was probably not super high calorie, but was a lot of points. But as I mentioned, I was trying to still do well for my points, have some really filling, like comforting food at a time when I was feeling anxious and just wasn't super hungry, and also did not feel like doing a lot of involved cooking or meal prep. At the end of the day, I ended up having 21 points. I counted 3 points for all of the 2% milk that I had in my coffees through the day. My lunch, I counted for 5 points. That was 1 point for the protein powder in my yogurt and protein mix, 3 points for the ranch dressing, and 1 point for the deli ham. And then my dinner was 13 points. It was 5 points for the curry cheese and 8 points for that pretzel bun. So I did have a couple of leftover points for the day. Now, if we look at my exercise for that day, I ended up having 627 moving calories burned for the day, which gave me a total, including my basal metabolic rate, total calories burned of 2,440. Now, I feel like everyone knows this, but I have to say, this is an estimate. Like, this isn't the exact number of calories that I burned during the day, but just sort of based on the information that I have given Apple Health and my movement, that's the best guess. I got 34 active exercise minutes during the day, and that was all done through walking, and I did hit my stand goal. I actually stood for at least 1 minute in 17 hours of the day. I was up early and ended up going to sleep late. I walked 12,900 steps exactly for a distance of 8.7 kilometers. I know this probably wasn't the most exciting what I ate in a video, but I do try to show you guys like good, bad, ugly, all of that. And this was the reality of being in a week where I was a little bit stressed, a little bit busy, didn't have a lot of time to focus on food. Now, what I will say is that I really liked having the salads for lunch. I liked having less of a focus of my points being on bread and more of a focus on it being like salad dressings and proteins and some kind of extra stuff in there. So I have planned, and if you watch my video that I posted yesterday, which was my grocery haul video, I have planned for the coming week to again do some really nice lunch salads, as well as my yogurt and protein and fruit to go with it, so that I get some really nice nutritious veggies in there. I was also very happy to see that the organization that I work at, it has a cafeteria, and while there is like pizza and subs and all of that, there's also a salad bar that seems to have some really good options, as well as like hard-boiled eggs that are there. Now, I try not to buy lunches, partly because of the nutrition aspect and not being able to control it quite as much, but also because it tends to be really expensive, and you know, I'm trying to be a little bit frugal, so I always do try to take my lunches with me, but it's nice to know there's a backup option there if for some reason I don't get my act together to get a lunch to take with me. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it. I am planning on doing another one of these for next week, and I want to do it on a bit more of a more interesting day, but it's always helpful to know if you guys like these videos. Give me some ideas for packed lunches, or specifically I would love websites that give ideas for low point lunches that are packable or meal preppable way in advance. I do believe, and I'm gonna have to check, that I have access to a microwave at this new job, which is wonderful. But I do like packing things that, you know, I don't necessarily need to heat up for lunch, because sometimes I will eat at my desk and I'm in close quarters with other people. So I don't know, I always am a little self-conscious about like cooked foods that smell, and I don't know. Anyway, I do like salad sandwiches, that kind of thing. So let me know if you guys know any resources that would be good for me. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.